Yo, listen, moms, they do more for us than we could even imagine. I mean, they take on new trades on our account, like nanny, teacher, doctor, chef, psychiatrist, chauffeur, maid, the list goes on. And they do it 365 days a year. So when Mother's Day comes around, chocolates? Nope. Flowers. I mean, come on. Try this. Why don't you just take up one of her trades for her? Be the nanny. Be the psychiatrist. Or as I'm sure you're guessing what I'm getting around to, the chef. But I know, hey, I can just take her out for dinner. Impersonal and expensive. Don't worry, I got you. Welcome to my kitchen. So, you decided to take my suggestion and be a chef. Good. But you know little about cooking. No big. If you've got a slow cooker, you've got a maid. I mean, you can be the chef and still have time to pamper her. Let's get into it. All right, so first recipe is an easy chicken Alfredo. All right, first you want to spray your slow cooker with oil to prevent anything from sticking. Then we're going to season 2 large chicken breasts. And I just have cut mine in half, but this is just 2 total. And we're going to season them with Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. And then we're just gonna place these in the slow cooker. Now pour 2 16-ounce jars of Alfredo sauce over the chicken. You can also use your own homemade Alfredo sauce. You just wanna make sure you have 32 ounces. We're gonna give this a little mix. All right, and then you're just going to cover and cook on low for 2.5 hours or until the chicken is fully cooked. Now, while that's cooking, we're gonna cook a 1/2 pound of fettuccine pasta according to package instructions, then drain and set aside. Then we're just gonna remove the chicken breast and we're gonna cut it up into small cubes or shred it with 2 forks. And then these go back in the slow cooker. And then we're gonna add the cooked pasta and just mix everything together. Then you plate this up and garnish according to your tastes. And then you just enjoy this deliciousness on a plate. All right, so for the second recipe, we're gonna make the classic pot roast. So for the pot roast, we're gonna liberally salt our meat on both sides. And this is about 3 to 5 pounds of chuck roast, or you can also use top or bottom round roast as well. We're gonna just spray the crock pot with oil to prevent sticking. Then we're gonna place 2 onions that have been peeled and chopped, and 6 to 8 carrots that have been peeled and chopped into 1-inch sticks. Then we're gonna place our meat over the veggies. If you'd like, you can also just place the meat underneath and then put the veggies on top. Then we're gonna pour 2 cups of beef or veggie stock over the meat and veggies, or just enough to cover the meat about halfway. Then we're gonna add 3 to 4 sprigs of fresh rosemary and 3 to 4 sprigs of fresh thyme. And then we're just going to cover the crock pot and cook on high for 4 hours or on low for 7 to 8 hours. And now we're just gonna make some gravy to go over the top of the pot roast. Now, this is optional, but trust me, it'll elevate the pot roast to new levels. So about 10 minutes before serving, you're gonna take a cup of the juices into a separate container and let it sit undisturbed for about 5 minutes. And this will allow the fat to rise to the top of the container. So then what we'll do is we'll skim off about 2 tablespoons of that fat. We're gonna melt this over medium heat in a saucepan until it's melted and hot. Sprinkle in 2 tablespoons of flour gradually, and we're gonna whisk constantly to form a roux. Now we're gonna lower the heat to medium-low, and we're gonna allow this to cook until it's slightly darkened, but we're gonna wanna stir pretty consistently. And then to this, we're gonna slowly add in 1 to 1.5 cups of the stock from the slow cooker, whisking constantly to prevent lumps from forming. Then we're gonna season with salt and pepper to taste. And then we're gonna turn the heat to low, and we're gonna allow this to simmer for about 10 minutes or until it's thickened, whisking constantly. If the gravy seems too thick, then what you can do is add more stock. If it seems too thin, then you're just gonna want to add a little bit more flour. And then you just pour this gravy over your pot roast, and you can serve that with some mashed potatoes or roasted potatoes. And then you enjoy this deliciousness on a plate. All right, and so the third and final recipe is going to be a braised beef ragu. All right, so to make the ragu, we're gonna place half an onion minced and 3 cloves of garlic minced. Now I added my 2 28-ounce cans of whole tomatoes first before I added the meat, but I kind of did that on accident, but no big deal. Then we're gonna place in a 3-pound beef rump roast or a round roast. And then you'll just add the rest of your ingredients, which is a half a cup of red wine, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of dry basil, 1 teaspoon of dry oregano, 2 bay leaves, and then salt and pepper to taste. Then we're just gonna cover and cook this on low for 7 to 8 hours. And then you'll know it's ready once the beef falls apart easily when it's pulled apart. So then we're just gonna shred the beef using 2 forks. And then you just mix this until it's well combined. And you're done. You just serve this over pasta or mashed potatoes. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. I hope you get inspiration from my kitchen. Like and subscribe to come back for more, and comment below what you're planning on doing for your mother this Mother's Day, as well as if these recipes are the perfect thing for her. You can connect with me on any of my social media listed below. Thank you bunches for joining me, and I'll catch you back here for more deliciousness.